a lot of these ideas are cool, and I like them, especially if you're going in cold. Because if you're going in cold,
I didn't expect Anthony Mackie as the robot because I didn't see any trailers. He's a robot. I thought he was just weird and hard ass.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Look, I didn't see the trailer for this.
They spoil a lot in the trailer. I would now at this point it's too late, but do not watch the trailer for this movie.
Which is too late.
It's too late now. Yeah.
Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. I hear people right now. I knew it. You gave that Negro wings, and now he's just a full-fledged robot. Look at this Anthony Mackie. Robo-black over here. Anthony Mackie, man. Hey, listen. We're talking about this movie Outside the Wire. And I need to review this for one, just in case anybody thought that this was a documentary about the show The Wire.
Yeah. When I saw the title earlier this week, I thought it was connected to The Wire. I was just telling Chris, I thought, well, maybe this is like the El Camino of The Wire, where we take some characters and follow them after the fact.
Or you think it's like maybe like the Fresh Prince is like a reunion show?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This is number one on Netflix, so that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about it, because January is kind of slow. Sometimes, you get weeks where there's no movies coming out. Well, no movies really come out theatrically, but no major movies. But if there's something on Netflix that's interesting, we'll go over there or stream it in general. The other thing is with this, I've always said, this is where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I've always said, you know what? I'm always looking for more diverse leads or lead roles in more genres. Because we usually have a certain type that is in the lead, especially when it comes to things like anything from romance movies to fantasy and especially sci-fi.
Sure.
Yeah. White guys, I'm familiar with it, yes.
You said it. Glad you said it.
Well, there's always been certain types of movies that you don't ever see black people lead or rarely do.
I said, let me go in here and watch this and talk about this. Because, what you have here, and I felt obligated to watch this, because what you have here is true science fiction. It's 2036. It's the future. So with that, you have a civil war going on in East Europe in the midst of all the chaos. Now, here's where things get kind of crazy. Maybe you heard it before. In the midst of all this chaos, there is a big criminal. You can even say probably a war criminal. And he wants a nuclear bomb, or several. The codes to the nuclear bomb so he can rule the world.
That's about it.
We start with the very real war between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And
that moves into world domination.
That moves into some
and
James
cyborgs.
Bond shit. Damn, don't you want this warhead for nothing else, man? No, I want to rule the world. That's it, man. Why does anybody else want nuclear warheads? They want to rule the world. What you gonna do when you get it, bitch? I don't know. Let me get it first. I'll check it. Just give me the nukes, though. We have pretty much a oiled up cyborg black man that can go after this madman here and hopefully prevent something that would threaten millions of people in the world. We'll expand on all this and more as we get into this trailer and our review for Outside the Wire.
You must have really messed up if they sent you to Leo.
That's ominous as hell.
What that mother. He was looking up from a desk. Shit, what were you reading?
Heard somebody call his name. Bionic
You must
hearing.
have really messed up if they sent you to Leo.
Yes, sir.
You're like, yeah.
See something you like?
You're like, I'm gonna fuck you, right?
She's a hottie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hey, I didn't know you like to get naked.
I know.
Sure. PCP. That's what you had, rookie.
This is straight up Terminator training day.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, my gummy bear. Do you trust me?
So pretty much, the theme of this movie is, this could be the title, niggas don't listen to shit. Because not only do you have a dude in here, movie opens up with a dude who don't listen to any of his commanding officers at all.
No. And I mean, I guess he's Air Force, so the discipline is less than the Marines, but still. I was like, come on. You everybody has to tell you, call me sir. Yeah. Don't speak unless you ask the question. Constantly.
My man has a reason. The movie opens up with him giving a command to do something, and he says, look, if I do this, it's going to kill more people than it's probably worth. So I get where he's coming from. I'm just saying, but there's a theme that's going on, because once he leaves, we get to, and I don't know why the government would build a cyborg black dude that don't give a what you say at all. It's like, why would the government build that? Why would the government build a robotic black man that don't want to hear what you got to say?
Well, as far as him being black, they do explain that.
No, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And even then, I'm just kind of like, well, that don't even explain things too well because that logic is flawed.
I mean, it was one where I was like, all right, I don't have enough evidence to argue against that. I can kind of see where you're coming from. It's a movie. I'll go with it. But there are not nearly enough safeguards going on here.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea of his creation is we want to make an emotional robot. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
As soon as you do that, it's going to be a lot of problems.
The first thing that they did when they gave, because what you're dealing with, people, imagine if you had, take Denzel Washington as Alonzo from Training Day and combine it with the Terminator, and you got this dude right here. Mm-hmm. And this dude, the moment they created him, he's like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. I'm going to do what why would you, like, there's no one, he doesn't have a handler. Listen, I'm not talking about some slave thing, anything like that. It's just like, it could be black or white, but you created a machine that just has free will to do what it wants to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one's watching him.
Yeah.
He's driving a car and saying, hey, Ricky, what's up? Get in the car with me.
Well, we've built this superior device that will never turn on humans because there's no history of that, right?
Yeah, there's no history of that. Bullshit. He's like, I'm doing things. My mom, he got behind a wheel. He drove off and said, I'm doing shit my way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this deals with. You're dealing with pretty much a Terminator that can feel pain, has emotions, and has a sense of humor. This has ambitious influences. As we said, this goes anywhere from Terminator to 2001: A Space Odyssey to Training Day. But out of all of that, out of all those high ambitions, the movie looks up and says, yeah, mama, but what I really want to do is be Call of Duty. And like, boy, you got all these ambitions. You just want to blow up shit. That's right. That's all I want to do. I just want to shoot and blow up shit. But you were so smart. You know, that's what this like.
Well, I had that conflict throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Where I was like, is this a dumb action movie that at times does have something to say and is smarter than what it is?
Yeah.
Or is this a smart action movie that still can't help but be dumb?
But that's exact, man. No, I see your dilemma right there. Because you know what? This is like talking to a really smart person who has some really good ideas, and all they want to do is just play video games all day. All they want to do is just shoot stuff, blow up stuff. They just want to play shooters all day, and they're probably smoking weed while they're doing it. Because this movie is like those, you know, it's like those people who they start out saying something that might sound smart, and then you realize
right when you bring your friends over to listen to them.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's talking some deep shit, and then you get on there, it's like, damn, you ain't got shit to say. You realize quick they ain't got shit to say. I mean, 'cause that's what this movie does. This movie is like has its whole pitch is, what if the government created a weapon of war that reflected on the nature of war itself? Oh, and that weapon was a black man. And at that point, you're like, well, shit, yeah.
Okay,
what's up?
yeah. That's
and fuck, man, I don't know. I'm asking you. Shit, I don't know.
I mean, we're gonna blow up a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. This is shit. I don't know. I was too busy blowing up motherfuckers over here. You ain't got people. this movie, to me, it just has a bunch of ideas, and they're great ideas,
and some of it is executed well.
Yep, I'm not harping on this movie bad. It's just that if you think they're going to expand on these concepts and ideas that they have, they don't. They choose. I tell you what they do. They choose to be an action film.
Yeah, there's a lot of setup of interesting ideas, but it ends in every single storyline. They set up very generically. It's like it just this is the obvious conclusion. That's what you picked, and I'm just kind of bored by it at the end because you predict all this at the halfway point.
I sort of didn't, but not in a good way, because I found myself going with it. I was like, all right. So you're borrowing from this, and this is starting out highly influenced by Training Day, without me realizing you just straight up rip off by the time you get to the second act. But I was like, there's so many different things it's bringing up, and I was like, you know what? If you want to explore this would be good. Yeah. But you realize it doesn't have it in it to do that. It's enough to bring it up and get so close to being something important, and it can't quite cross over. And I think a lot of what carries this are the actors themselves. So it had me following the whole thing. It's just there's that point. I was like, even kind of like, hey, it's not great, but I'm enjoying it on a certain level. I don't know why everybody's dogging on this movie. Then we hit that third act and that ending.
Yeah, listen. Like I said, it has a lot of great ideas, and it's too bad because, a lot of these ideas are cool, and I like them, especially if you're going in cold. Because if you're going in cold...
Yeah, I didn't expect Anthony Mackie as the robot. Because I didn't see any trailers he's a robot! I thought he was just weird and hard ass.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Look, I didn't see the trailer for this.
They spoil a lot in the trailer. I would, now at this point, it's too late, but do not watch the trailer for this movie.
Which is too late.
It's too late
right
now. Yeah.
But, I didn't know anything about this movie going into it. I just knew it was a sci-fi film. Yeah. I thought it was like an apocalyptic sci-fi film. But, if you're going in cold, it really does not tell you what it is, and you just kind of dropped into things. Like, at the beginning, you dropped into a futuristic military with these robotic soldiers that are equal parts badass and also kind of creepy.
Gomps, as they call them.
Gomps, as they call them. I don't know, it's because they run like Forrest Gump. Or,
they don't really explain it.
They
look kind of derpy. They just kind of stand there and take everything.
They do. Well, they're not intelligent like he is. Yeah. So, it's equal parts really badass and also kind of creepy because of the way they move. Because they, it's uncanny valley, man. They move like they have the movements of people, but of course there's something about them that's completely off. Like they don't have any heads or anything. Also, one of the things I like, they question like America's role in and with the use of their military power, he'd sit up there and actually say, you don't care about anybody else when it comes to killing them except you. You know?
Yeah. And the movie, it's big on condemning drone strikes.
Yep.
I mean, that's the big theme of the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it really is from the very opening of it. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and look, like we said, at this point it's too late. But if you don't know about Anthony Mackie's character, that's kind of a big reveal that happens that could push you back. I had this brother's expression right here when that happened in the film.
I don't have any specialist training as a field agent.
Don't worry. I'm special enough for both of us.
That's when you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know exactly.
What's that mean? you don't say that kind of shit when you take your shirt off. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? I was the same way. I was like, holy shit. I didn't know that. And they put it out there. They say, he's not like us. I should have known. I thought he just had PTSD or something.
Or he's a hard ass or something.
That's what I was thinking when somebody's like, yeah, he's not like us. You would go back to him like, you couldn't elaborate on that shit.
Yeah, you're just messing with it. They're just fucking with him at that point.
You couldn't have said I was hanging out with Robo Negro back over there. Man, come on, man.
I will say, I do like aesthetically how different he is, typically from like robot soldiers or anything.
Oh, yeah.
He's not, I mean, yeah, we were saying he's like Terminator, but not like the design at all, because for the most part, he has like a metal spine, metal arms, but most of him is just kind of has like this gel inside.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of interesting. Very skeleton, very minimal skeleton structure.
Yeah.
And so that was cool aesthetically.
You know, because I didn't want the movie to to stop and have Anthony Mackie look up in the sky and ponder, what is human? And, I didn't want him to
Have
do
an
that.
existential crisis.
Would not have liked that at all.
No, but I just would have had maybe we had just expanded on these ideas of him being a synthetic human, besides just either giving real quick, very minimal word answers, or as I said, just standing in front of the body and just doing that male macho posturing with people.
What will you do with so much power?
That's between me and my creator.
Bitch. It's kind of thing. Like, man, I that would have been fine had we answered some other questions earlier, but a lot of it is like the tone of what we see.
Well, sure,
right
because as we get to this point, it becomes more of a. I mean, it's already happened, but it's been a video game through a lot of the middle of it.
Exactly what it is.
And then this is really more like a video game, and I'm not disparaging video games. Just some of them are written kind of shallow like this.
Yeah.
And where you had the villain Greyjoy there.
Yep.
Plain Greyjoy, by the way.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he's just he is the villain from a video game.
Call of Duty specifically.
Yeah, Call of Duty, and it's all that same kind of dialogue, and it's like, man, somewhere in the middle, you guys are really hitting on something. It's too bad you can't follow through, but you're just looking towards your big action piece ending.
There's something here that I thought they did handle well, and had they been in a movie that was doing it better, it would have meant something more. They address race without this being a movie about race. That's kind of what I liked about this. It's like they ask, or he addresses why he looks like he does. When we say looks like he does, they address why. Well, why didn't they choose a white guy?
You ever wonder why I look like this, Harp?
What? Chiseled cheekbones?
Funny.
Quit bullshit.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's like an improvised line. He's just like, man, come on. I mean, obviously, but come on.
You're like, look, I know I'm pretty as fuck, but you keep messing around.
Anthony Mackie took a long pause.
Why would the Pentagon pick my face to represent the United States Marines? Why wouldn't they make me a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, all-American varsity Peckerwood?
By the way, he just said "fuck you" to Captain America.
He did. Chris Evans. He should have winked at the camera. And went, I'm talking to you, Chris.
I could have made that honky right there. Fuck Captain America, right? I knew you didn't like his ass.
My sleeve might say U.S., but my face conveys neutrality, makes people calm.
Apparently, you ain't met Karen because your face makes Karen anything but calm.
But I could get that being in another country where it's not so, like you said, a blue-eyed, blonde hair, stereotypical American.
Yeah, where they pretty much send Captain America in.
Yeah, he comes in, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, of course. Then they'd be like, yeah, this is typical America. I mean, we don't like his black ass, but damn, y'all could do something different.
How many black people are in Eastern Europe at this point, though? So they're like, I don't even know how to react to you.
They got Africans coming over.
No, you're right. Because of immigration,
See,
I know.
There's two ways I'm looking at it. Like, I get it, but the other thing is like, I still don't think like a black person would keep them calm. I think they'd be like, you just like a robo immigrant. Great. Now the immigrants are making like fucking cyborgs.
It's less of that image of this, alternate Aryan coming in and putting their boots on your neck. It's like, okay, you come from America, but you're a downtrodden class also.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
It was one of the few explanations in the movie. One of the, the answers they gave, because a lot of the answers I think throughout this film just feel like it doesn't make any goddamn sense, especially with the emotional thing. But that one actually did work for me. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
They just, after this scene, they don't do anything with it.
The actors are good, but the dialogue they're giving is just, man, it's just really, really cliche. It's really cliche action.
Military speak.
B-movie action, I was going to say, B and military action movie speech. The whole take on war is hell. This is from the scene earlier where you can hear some of the dialogue where they're talking about, war is bad. And okay, we've heard this take on this in many other different movies.
From behind the fence, war is ugly. Sometimes you got to get dirty to see any real change.
That's from cop movies, war movies.
Gotta break the law to save the law. That's what you have to do for justice.
Yeah, make an omelet, you gotta crack off your eggs.
Yeah.
I while I agree with that, I did like how it came back in later to fortify its its training day points, but it was something where this was said kind of off the cuff, generically, but then later it was brought back to like,
He is a really handsome guy. You couldn't tell because of all the sweat and shit and blood he was covered in through this. But his name is Damon Idris. And I could see him being like a leading dude in something one day, because he's good. It's just that and he's a real handsome guy, and I can see him leading something where he doesn't have to go through the whole movie being mad and pissed off. He got one kind of tone.
Well, he's mad, he's pissed off, he's insubordinate.
Yeah,
and so Anthony Mackie is who you really follow at this.
Yeah. I don't think they gave him a lot to do here. And I would even go as far as to say, like, there's even points where he has. Like he's shaking. Apparently there's some reason why he disobeyed an order earlier in the movie. You looking at his hands are trembling, and you're thinking like, what's going on with this guy? What is the root of this PTSD that he has? And the movie's just kind of like, you know what, fuck him, he'll be all right. We got
right.
Hey, we got action to get on too. He'll be fine. We'll get him some help afterwards. But yeah, they don't follow through on what is going on with this character really. And that's, again, what they do through a lot of this movie. But, there's personal things I don't like that they do here. Again, not going through to say these things because I'm picking on the movie, because I'm not. It's just, I'm just telling you things that kept it from being a movie with promise to something that ended up being a movie that's kind of cool in aspects but lacking. There's a lot of twists in here. And they do something where a lot of the twists, like, you don't need to do this. I got it, man. But they reveal the twist through flashback. And not just flashback, but that echo flashback, where it's kind of hazy and people are, they start to realize, oh, wait a minute, this is why the twist is happening. And then they'll cut to a scene in the
Drop
past.
the coffee mug.
Yeah, a person be hazy and they'll have the echo on important dialogue. I told you I got your back. So I'm just like, that's something personal I don't like, because that's very heavy-handed to me. But I do like the action in the movie.
I'm mixed on that.
Same.
Because I like the action, but it's all filmed in quick cuts.
Yep.
Constantly.
Yes, it is.
They're hiding a lot of it.
Yeah, and I was like, man, you got some good choreography here. Just trust yourself to just show it. Set the camera in one spot and let it run.
Yeah.
But everything is quick cuts.
Yeah, no, it is. But I do like it, because there are some scenes that I like this right here. I like this scene. It's creative. They had this been in the '90s, that would have been some Chinese, Hong Kong shit, John Woo type shit.
A guy on a roller.
Yeah, on a roller. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, my man, when he gets up, there's a point where he get that Tom Cruise run. Just chopping air.
I mean, I love that though.
Hair just going down, neck just broken. Yeah, I love that. I chop and win, boy. Yeah, there's certain things he's doing here that I thought was kind of creative, because some of it is very choppy. But then they'll coordinate some stunts that are pretty cool, like right here, jumping through the window, blasting people. But to come in and take away from that, like I say, for every scene that's kind of cool and well choreographed and has a lot of creativity to it, then like you say, there's a lot of editing that just kind of takes away from it too. Like you said, be a great story for a video game. You hit it right there. But you guys go ahead.
You give your rating?
Yeah, I'll give it. It's a rental. It's a positive kind of rental, man. I mean, because I wouldn't rush to see this. You really don't need to. You've seen it all before. But if you happen to be curious and you cut it on, I think it'll be enough to keep your attention the whole way through.
Yeah. Well, they say from the studio that brought you Extraction and The Old Guard. And I did think about those movies, although those seem to have it together all the way through a lot more than this did. But I was digging this, but I mean, despite its shortcomings, like I said, it feels like I can't figure out if it's a dumb movie that's smart at times or a smart movie that just happens to be dumb. It started out for me as kind of like a low matinee for most of it.
Yeah.
And while it dipped into rental, that ending, it's suddenly smart characters are dumb just to make for the ending they want, and it gets way heavy-handed about some shit where you're like, really, this is where you want to make your period. So, and it just started dipping to that some old bullshit area. I was like, why are you doing this? Because I've been liking you. I was ready to defend you, and now I see what everybody's talking about. It still comes back to being just a rental. Like when I think about it, I'm like, it's entertaining enough. It's just that this at that point I was like, I almost wish I cut it off at one point.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm with you. It's a rental. It's just a straight up rental.
It makes the mistake of presenting, a lot of interesting ideas, even familiar ideas. But it's just like these could still be a lot of fun, but it just goes halfway with them. It doesn't go that full measure, and it doesn't feel like a lot of what it's doing is earned, and that's kind of frustrating. It's like this. It just kind of goes into that straight, just generic, finale that I was just kind of bored. I know it's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. I kind of just don't want to watch this. It becomes boring, sadly. Which the first 2/3 like I'm being entertained. It's at home on Netflix. This is a straight rental.
Yeah. I think that's the way everybody feels on this, man. I would tell you what I did like about the action. It's pretty brutal. It's cold. It's cold-blooded through a lot of it.
They kill a lot of innocent people in the movie.
No, that's the thing. They kill a lot of innocent people.
It opens with that, so you can't complain about it later.
Yeah.
No, I actually like that they did that. That's one of the things I appreciated. We should just follow through,
Yeah.
And now see, this is the kind of thing that makes me look bad. I'm all for the advancement of robo-black people, man. I want to see more black people in science fiction. Now you're making me look like I'm holding everything back.
Well, them being black had nothing to do with what was wrong with the movie.
No, that is true. That is true, man. Maybe they set us up, man. They didn't want to give us no good script. They say that for the white robots.
See, we got a black man. He can't even be a black man. He's got to be a robot.
People